Preface of Verses, Popular and Humorous by Henry Lawson. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit librivox.org. Recording by Arrowhead, Aussie. Preface. My acknowledgements of the courtesy of the editors and proprietors of the newspapers in which most of these verses were first published are due and gratefully discharged on the eve of my departure for England. Chief among them is the Sydney Bulletin. Others are the Sydney Town and Country Journal, Freeman's Journal, and Truth and the New Zealand Mail. A few new pieces are included in the collection. Sydney, March 17th, 1900. End of preface. This recording is in the public domain.
Chapter 1
of Verses, Popular and Humorous by Henry Lawson. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. Read for Librivox.org by Arrowhead, Aussie. The ports of the open sea. Down here where the ships loom large in the gloom when the sea storms veer. Down here on the southwest margin of the western hemisphere, where the might of a world-wide ocean round the youngest land rolls free, storm-bound from the world's commotion, lie the ports of the open sea. By the bluff where the grey sand reaches to the curb of the spray-swept street, by the sweep of the black sand beaches from the main road travellers' feet, by the heights like a work titanic, begun ere the gods' work ceased, by a bluff-lined coast volcanic, lie the ports of the wild south-east. By the steeps of the snow-capped ranges, by the scarped and terraced hills, far away from the swift life changes, from the wear of the strife that kills, where the land in the spring seems younger than a land of the earth might be. Oh, the hearts of the rovers hunger for the ports of the open sea. But the captains watch and hearken for a sign of the South Sea wrath. Let the face of the south-east darken, and they turn to the ocean path. The sea-boats dare not linger, whatever the cargo be, when the south-east lifts a finger by the ports of the open sea. South by the bleak bluff faring, north where the three kings wait, south-east the tempest daring, flight through the storm-tossed strait. Yonder a white-winged roamer, struck where the rollers roar, where the great green froth-flaked comber breaks down on the black-ribbed shore. For the south-east lands are dreadlands to the sailors in the shrouds, where the low clouds loom like headlands, and the black bluffs blur like clouds, when the breakers rage to windward, and the lights are masked alee, and the sunken rocks run inward to a port of the open sea. But oh, for the south-east weather, the sweep of the 3 days' gale, when far through the flaxened heather the spindrift drives like hail. Glory to man's creation, that drive where the gale grows gruff, when the homes of the sea-coast stations flash white from the darkening bluff, when the swell of the south-east rouses the wrath of the Maori sprite, and the brown folk flee their houses and crouch in the flax by night, and wait as they long have waited, in fear as the brown folk be, the wave of destruction fated, for the ports of the open sea. Grey clouds to the mountain bases, wild boughs that rush and sweep, on the rounded hills the tussocks, like flocks of flying sheep, a lonely storm-bird soaring o'er tussock, fern and tree, and the boulder beaches roaring, the hymn of the open sea. End of
Chapter 1
This recording is in the public domain.
Chapter 2
of Verses, Popular and Humorous by Henry Lawson. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. Read for Librivox.org by Arrowhead, Aussie. The Three Kings. The Three Kings refers to 3 sea-girt pinnacles off North Cape, New Zealand. The east is dead and the west is done, and again our course lies thus, south-east by fate and the rising sun, where the Three Kings wait for us. When our hearts are young and the world is wide, and the heights seem grand to climb, we are off and away to the Sydney side, but the three
Sample complete. Ready to continue?